All right, everybody. This is Guinevere from Friday Night Forex and Chill. I am so excited about the person who is gracing us with her presence today. When I first started trading and learning, I joined iMarkets Live, and I came to her channel and used to watch her. And I was like, oh my God, she's so full of life, so full of energy. She's such a great trader. Everybody loves her. She has a heart and a passion to help everybody. When we reached out to her and she said she would be here tonight, I was so excited to find out that she was coming. So this is Miss Kim Torres. Everybody knows her as the Forex Chick. She's going to take over the stage, and she's going to do, it's her show tonight. She's going to drop her knowledge, and make sure you follow her on iMLtv. Please give her the utmost respect because she's a phenomenal trader and educator. And Mahogany, you can make her host.
I sure will. Thank you so much, Kim, for being on here. What's your name on here?
The Forex Chick.
Let me go down and get you so I can give you full control of everything.
Awesome. Sorry about my lateness. I'm in the middle of doing rehearsals for my wedding. And I was like, oh my God, I told people I'm going to be on at 10 o'clock. I was like, I'm not home yet, but I'm going to make the best out of it. I can show some stuff on my phone. I'll screen share and literally, just help people break down, knowledge and understand the fundamental aspect and the whole mindset when it comes to trading. Now, I do have a quick question. Is everyone on here already in IML that's on this call today?
No, not most of the people are, but there are a lot of people who are not on with IML.
Okay, so these are people that most likely will be joining IML.
This as an intro. Yeah, we use this as an intro to try and bring them into the family and let them see the phenomenal educators we have like yourself.
Okay, all right. Can everyone hear me clear? If everyone can hear me clear, the first thing I want to do is that before I start talking, I want to make sure everyone can hear me nice, loud, and clear. So if you guys could throw a 7 in the chat so I know I can begin going in. All right, perfect. Awesome. All right, good. All right, so let me show my face. Don't mind me, I look a little crazy, but it's all good. All right, so you guys can see me. Can you guys see me? All right, perfect. So let me introduce myself. Actually, it's crazy. I have an iMarkets Live t-shirt on for rehearsal. So perfect shirt to wear for today. But I'll introduce myself. Okay, once again, I am known as Kim Torres. I'm born and raised in New Jersey. Forex for the last 4 years. My last farm about 2.5 years ago. They kind of found me on YouTube. I saw a company reaching out to teach, for their company because they loved my trading style, and they were very super impressed with my portfolio, with what I was able to create on my own in this niche. And trading has become a passion of mine. I do come from a nursing background. I have a master's in nursing, and I did nursing for about 9.5 years, and I did enjoy it, but I needed something that was going to sustain not only me, but my family. And we all know that a typical regular job, even though you can have multiple degrees, and even whether it's nursing, if you're a cop or social work or whatever it is, it's never going to be substantial enough to, help yourself and your whole entire family, right? So I always used to tell myself, what can I do? I have all these degrees. I'm only making 80, 90, 100,000. Sometimes I'll push 110, 115, depending how many hours I would work. And I said to myself, do I have to be literally working more hours to make more money? So if I'm working 60, 70 hours a week, how is I going to really enjoy life? That was not the quality of life that I envisioned. And I literally sat in a meeting, just like how you guys are watching Opportunity Call. I went to an opportunity meeting. This was years ago from a whole different company that kind of literally was speaking about investments. It wasn't Forex. It was actually trading stocks, equities, and options, for those of you who know about those stuff. And I was like, wow, it really piqued my interest. And I was always taught that if there's an opportunity that can literally open doors, you say yes now, and you worry about it afterwards. You don't go back and think, wonder, ponder upon it. You actually take action now, because if you don't keep an open mind, you're going to leave it in the back of your head. Well, I'll put it in the back burner. I'll try it maybe next month, or I don't have the money now, right? And that's very common. A lot of people in the room, and it's crazy because I was in a room with 100 people, and it was me and 2 other people that said yes to an opportunity. To this day, I stood in touch with those 3 people. 2 of us remained traders. 1 went back to a job, this wasn't for him, whatever. But the point is that out of 100 and something people, only 2 of us have succeeded, right? Because we were the 2 who were determined and who wanted to make something more out of themselves than being just an employee, right? So when I started trading, you know, I didn't have mentors at the time. So you guys are going to be so blessed, because you're going to have mentors like me. You're going to have about 60 other mentors in iML. You're going to have access to a lot of strategies, to a lot of skills, fundamentally, technical, and you're going to be able to learn the insights and the mindset and how these traders are able to remain consistent in the game. And when I was learning at the time, I didn't have anyone. I was, you know, jumping from course to course, Googling, you know, different strategies, and figuring out that I was not becoming consistent. So I had to find mentors outside this niche to literally help me develop into the trader I became today. And the number 1 tip I'm going to tell you guys, everyone that's on here, whether you're an IML or not, and I hope you take this piece of advice. If you ever want to become successful in trading, just in trading, your mindset has to be there. Your commitment has to be there. Your determination, your willpower has to remain there. And the reason why I tell you this is because if you don't have those qualities, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to make it. I'm not the type of, you know, coach, mentor, whatever you want to call me, educator, that's going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you the reality. So when your expectations are not met, you understand why. And then that way, you're not going to come back in a month from now and be like, well, you know, this was a scam, this doesn't work. No, it was your mindset, your mentality, where you were currently in your situation that did not allow you to prosper. Because Forex is real. It works. And there's people like me that are making tons and tons of money every single day in the market. And it's not because of the strategies, it's because of our mindset. You can have all the strategies down packed, but if your mindset is not there, if you have, think about it. Imagine coming home from work, you're pissed off, you're angry, you're stressed, and you're going to sit in front of a bunch of charts and try to trade? No, you can't. You have to be able to leave whatever problems you have, whether it's in your household, your workplace, your family place. You're going to be able to have to leave those things, put them away. When it comes to trading, you're going to have your mind completely cleared, stress-free. You have to have that nice positive energy, that nice flow, because when you're in a happy state of mind, guess what? You're going to be able to see more of the moves in the markets, and you can have more clarity, as opposed to going into the charts, into the market, angry, upset. And I always tell people, if you're having a bad day, stay away from the markets. That's just like a real good tip, because a lot of people how to, you know, separate the two. You know, they have a bad day, they just finish having an argument with their spouse or their children, and they're sitting in the markets and they text me, Kim, I'm getting into all these trades, I'm not making money. And I'm like, well, how's your mood right now? I'm like, well, I'm pretty angry. I just had a terrible day. And the first thing I'm going to tell you, well, why are you trading? You shouldn't be trading. You should not be trading at any given point when you're not in a good state of mind. Another thing I want to also give you advice is becoming disciplined. How many people for discipline on this call, and not just say, well, I listen, but I not do. When it comes to trading, that you have to remain disciplined, even if the trade is going against you. Whether you're winning or losing, your rules should remain the same, okay? Another thing is your commitment. How committed you are to this, how committed you are to yourself. Because if you're coming in here just for the money, trading is bigger than just money. To me, trading opened opportunities for myself and for my family. You understand, guys? If I had said no to this opportunity, right, where would I be right now? Most likely working in a hospital. I wouldn't be able to have the financial freedom or the time freedom to be able to do the things that I always wanted to do for my family and myself. And that's what happens when you keep an open mind. So I want you guys to understand, when you are trading, you have to have that same mentality through the whole course, and the commitment. Even when the market goes against you, you still have to have the same commitment, because when you're investing money, I always tell people your emotions, a different side of you comes out that you've never maybe, saw. Maybe you never, felt these type of emotions, because think about it, 90% of people do not trade for themselves as a living, right? Most people have like a 401k or a pension, and behind a 401k and a pension are traders who are trading your money, right? They'll give you 2-3% annually on your 401k account. But those people that are trading your 401k and your pensions, they're making hundreds and hundreds of millions on it, but giving you only a percentage of it. And when I understood that whole concept, I literally withdrew all my money from my 401k. I was like, screw that. Why am I only going to get 1 to 2, 3, maybe 5% a year? And if they're making, say, 20% a month, I'm only still getting 5% a year. Sometimes, I was like, to me, that was a scam. They're making so much money off of our money. Why? Because they have the capital to invest. And us as employees who do not know better, or who do not know the nature of the game, don't understand, and we become happy. Oh, we have a few percent gain a year. Guys, you can make that a single day. You can make 2 to 5% a day trading your own money. And guess what? At the end of the day, you're not going to have penalties like you do from a 401k or a pension when you're pulling it out, or if you have an IRA account, whatever type of account. So every time you want to pull out money, you pull out money early. They want to charge you on your own money, right? There's fees upon fees upon fees. If you have $40,000 in your 401k and you try to pull it out, there's restrictions on your own money that's supposed to be yours. So when I understood that process, the first thing I did, I wiped out all that money. I was like, okay, this is what I have in my 401k. I got to make something out of myself with this money, right? And that's exactly what I did today. What I did 4 years ago. And I want you guys to understand that Forex is very possible. It's just the reason why people don't succeed is their mindset. People think it's because of the strategies. Sometimes you know the strategies, but your mindset is now allowing you to have the results. Okay, so you can't have one without the other. You understand? So what I tell people is, when you learn a strategy, stick to it and be committed to it. Don't flip-flop. Don't revenge trade. What do I mean by that? If you're up $500 for the day, and then you go back into the market, you lose those 500. Don't try to go back to make what you lost. Let it go. Learn from that experience, right? Document your losses. Why did you lose? So that way, if you see another trade and you have a diary of all the times you've lost and the explanations on why you lost, then you can understand, okay, I lost this trade because of this and this reason. So when you go into the next trade, you have to make sure that you're not making those same mistakes again. I'm telling you right now, if you guys don't have a trading diary, you are doing a disservice to yourself. Because the moment I had a trading diary, I was able to figure out where I was losing and why I was losing, because I had something to reference back to. But if you don't document, how are you going to remember what you did a month ago? If you're trading 20 times, 30, 40 times a month, you're not going to remember all your losses. You understand? So you have to understand that you need to first document every single thing. Everyone should go buy a notebook, a pen, document how I want you to document. The number one thing is to write the time and the date you went to the trade. Then you're going to write the currency pair, right? And then you're going to write what was the price you entering, right? What was your stop loss? What were your targets, right? Another thing I want you all to write is the reasoning of why you lost. What did you thought that you saw? And if you could also draw like a little picture, like on a pencil, like, did you see a double triple head and shoulders? Did you see a double bottom? Did you get in too early? Did you get in the pullback in the wrong direction? You should write, like, it's just a little pencil. And literally, guys, I have about maybe 15 notebooks I have filled throughout the 4 years of all my trading, whether they were win or losses. And I was able to go back to reference
And a lot of the time why I was losing, I was able to determine why, was because I was getting into the market way too early. I wasn't being patient enough. And I said, okay, those are one of my mistakes. I know that I'm getting in too early. I'm not waiting for price to come to me. So I started saying, okay, the next trade I'm going to get into, I'm going to make sure that I try my best to have that entry as tight as possible so I don't get in early. So what did I do? I started waiting for the break and retest. Okay. And I'm going to show you on my phone, I'm going to do as best as I can, but I'm going to show you that how much patience can really, really, really change your consistency. I see someone had a question. Let me see what it was. Let's see the chat. How many trades do you make? I do in a week? That varies, to be honest. It depends on the volatility of the market. And what do I mean by that? Is there a lot of news in that particular week? Is the market moving slow? For an example, during November to January, I probably trade maybe once or twice. I actually take a break from November 18th until January 10th. I don't really trade. And that's because that's when the market has low liquidity. And with that means the market doesn't move as much. And when it does, it tends to have moves. Stay away of during the holidays. It's not really good to trade during holidays. Also, there's bank holidays. The market's not going to move. But if there's like a lot of red folders, there's a lot of news coming out. The market is going good. I can meet my requirements. So, for example, maybe this week I really didn't trade so much, not because of the market, it's because I was busy for my wedding. But last week I probably traded 7 to 8 times. And this I don't know what I traded the week before. I would have to look. But I trade as many times as I see opportunities, if that answers your question. If there's no opportunities and if the trade does not meet my requirements, remember, I have to remain disciplined. So even though a move may look good, if it doesn't qualify with my guidelines, I don't enter the trade. That's how disciplined I am. Even if I see the amazing traders getting into them, I don't care. I have to stick to my plan because that plan has kept me in profit, right? I don't try to follow what anyone else is doing. I try to follow what I'm doing. I put my blindfolders on and I stay in my lane when it comes to trading because I know how I trade. I know what works for me and I know what doesn't work for me. And that's something all the new traders that are on this call, you have to kind of figure out what type of trader you are based on your personality. Like that's the easiest way to figure out what kind of trader you are. And what do I mean by personality? If you are a very impatient person, right? You're very antsy, you get anxious fast, you're really hyper, you like to know what you're going to make at the end of the day, then you're most likely going to become a swing trader, where you can hold your trades for a few days up to a few weeks. You trade a little bit, maybe 2 to 4 times a week, but your trades, you hold them on for longer because of your pip count. Or maybe you're somewhere in between that personality where, you do have patience, but sometimes you don't. I mean, you like being on the computer, but not for long extended periods of time. Then you may like intraday. What is intraday? Intraday is more like you're in the trade for a few hours, maybe a day at max. So you have to determine first what type of trader you want to be. A scalper, where you're in and out of the markets and you do that multiple times a day. That's someone that constantly wants to be in front of a computer. I don't like doing that. So I'm not a scalper. I do not like to be in front of the computer every single day. I like to have my freedom. I like to be able to put in my trades and walk away. So sometimes I do intraday positions and more. I do intraday into swing. So I do a variation depending on the market conditions, depending what the market is telling me, depending if it's a long-term or a short-term trade. If I'm looking for long-term and I get my positions at a really good entry, from a weekly perspective, then I'll swing that position. If I'm getting an entry from the 1 hour to the 4 hour, then I'm most likely going to intraday that trade. So really, guys, for those of you that are new on this call, you have to really identify with yourself before, you know, you may try different things and you may become overwhelmed. And we don't want to overwhelm you, because imagine watching like 20 different educators, learning 20 different strategies. It's going to overpower you, overwhelm you, and you're going to get frustration. You're going to be confused. What I do suggest you guys to do is find an educator that you click with. Find an educator that you fully understand. You like their energy. You like what they teach. You feel like you can understand. You feel like you can relate to them. Stick to them. I would say 2 to 3 weeks, right? At minimum, try out their strategy, see how it works for you. Remember, what it works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for me. So that's why I tell people, you kind of have to identify who you are through the trial and error. So you're going to have losses and you're going to have your gains, but the only way you're going to know what type of trader you're going to be is trial and error. You kind of have to try it, right? And I kind of knew based on my personality and what I was. And that's another tip. I'm also going to show you some of the markets, what I do, what I look for entries, what are my confirmations and stuff like that. So let me shut off my screen and let me see if there's any questions real quick. Let's see. What are some of your guidelines? Perfect. I was just about to answer that. Sticking to rules, stay on exactly what I'm seeing that I need to do. I follow you on IG and I'm on IG. Awesome. Okay. I see someone else roll. Hold on. Okay. Another thing I want to tell you guys, and let me open my okay. Let me screen share. So I have a US 30 account. I'm going to show you that. Let me share my screen. Just start recording. Everything on your screen coming up will be recorded. No, that's screen recording. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. No, I don't want to do that. Just give me a second. Where's this? Screen. Share content. All right, what do I do? Share my screen, right? On camera roll. Zoom. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see my my Forex?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So for those of you who do not, who are not in IML or who are IML, I'm the one who does US 30 for the company. I'm the one who calls out all those signals. So when you guys are getting those signals for US 30, they're coming from me. I was put on Gold Cup because Luke and I trade very similar. He trades the commodity side, which is gold, and I trade in indices because I actually trade futures. The only reason why I don't teach it is because they don't do futures in IML, but I think later in the future we may bring it back. And if we do, you'll probably most likely see me because I actually love to trade futures, which is why it's sort of like trading US 30. It's like trading futures for me. It moves really, really, really fast. So I'm going to actually open that. Let me see. Chart. Okay, perfect. So this is US 30. Let me see if I can like that. Perfect. So let me delete all this. Let me start from scratch. I'm going to do my best. I'm not home. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so when I'm giving those signals, right, the first thing is I'm looking from a higher perspective. So if you were on my session, for those of you that are in IML, I've been telling you that we're going to be taking sell positions long term. And when I'm looking for entries is on my blue line, you're going to see a price 26,742.30.38. So for me not to sit in my computer, I put an alarm on my phone and I get a text message. Every time price goes to that area, I will get an alert to my phone. Ding, 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 ding. And I leave a message. I put a detailed message. Okay, Kim, you were waiting for price to get here. You're looking for major rejections, wick failures for possible sell opportunities. So I literally write down my description. So when I got the alert on US 30 a few weeks back, I had told people on my sessions, we're going to be looking for long-term sells. right? But we cannot swing this pair because it moves way too fast. To swing trade this pair, you have to have tons and tons and tons of money. So that's why we intraday this, and it gives the average person who doesn't have a lot of money the opportunity to trade and make a lot of money on this pair. I learned to simplify my strategy so that a regular person that has like $1,000, $1,500 can actually trade it, as opposed to if you wanted to swing trade this pair, you're going to need, about 50 to 80 grand, right? For the same setup on a higher time frame. So what I want you guys to understand, when I'm looking for entries, right? My number one guideline is I like to see rejection. Am I seeing rejection at this price level? Is seeing price piercing through to break that for a continuation, right? Box my price like I did over here, like in the two blue lines, I box my price because I know that price has been ranging in between this area, right? Since 2018, February 11th, actually way before that. Let me actually give you the dates. 30 has been ranging since January 7th, 2018, right in here. So let me tell you something. If every time you price got into here, you took your sell positions, right? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you, people are going to ask me this all the time, Kim, where to get your targets, right? I'm going to look, right, that for this particular pair, US 30 has been rising for years upon years upon years, right? Now, US 30 has reached an ultimate price exhaustion. And what do I mean by price exhaustion? That means that price has not been able to break a certain area. So those are opportunities from a higher time frame to look, man, this is going to drop. This is going to drop. And when this drops, it's going to drop big. And we're talking about 40 to 50,000 pips in this move on a weekly time frame. Doesn't look like a lot, but remember, this pair doesn't pay you like a Forex pair because this is an indices pair. So it pays you by contracts. So the contracts values are worth a lot more than a pip value. Right? And I'll get into that another day. It's a little, more, more the, advanced side. But what I do want you to understand is when I'm trading US 30, I like to trade them in zones, right? And this is a zone right here. So when I'm giving you your calls on Gold Cup, I go on my daily time frame and I see fluctuations within these ranges, right? So I say to myself, okay, when price rejected up here, oh man, how am I going to let me get the cross here. When price rejected right here, where I have my crosshair, I know that it's going to go down to the previous support area, which is right over here. You see this previous support where we have wick rejections, right? I know that if price comes back up here, right, I can take that position again, and at the bare minimum, my TP would be right down here, okay? Right down here. I use the past to dictate my current moves, my future moves. So when price is over here, right? Price finally broke this support, right? Where it was coming from, right? It broke, retested, came back, and it broke it. So the next blue line is my next target area, right? As long as price stays above here, right? I can get into my buy positions, and then my TP would be right here, the same blue line. I tell you for entries, I either buy at the rejection of this blue line, or I sell at the break of this blue line and wait for that price broke, right? This third candle, look at this wick right here, was the retest for the continuation to the next target area, okay? When failure, you see this wick failure, what does that mean? It means that price was not able to break for continuation, and this is a sign of into your buy positions to stack your orders. And where would you think you would target again? The same area that you target over here. Your TPs are not going to change, guys. Pretty easy, right? So then when my positions for my buy, I get out, get back in at this retest. You see how it broke out? High, right? Line, right? Let me get another blue line. And this is all I do, guys. I don't have no indicators. I don't have anything. I'm a naked trader. What does that mean? I use my lines, I support, resistance, trend lines, and that is all you're going to see, right? On the bottom here, this is price measuring, right? At the red lines you see here, break of resistance. That kind of tells me, okay, I'm getting my break of resistance. I see this is all is Fibonacci. So I use Fibonacci to kind of tell me when price is exhausting. So I know that when I get into my buys, let me get my cross here, kind of show you. I know when I get into my buys here, why? Because that's where it bottomed out. It may not go up here. I'm okay. A move from here to here is about 17,000 pips. All right? That's a lot of money. People make maybe 15,000 pips a year from Forex in a year. You can make that in about a month with US 30. Big difference. This is why I wanted to bring US 30 into IML, because of the opportunity that I can now show the average person how to create 6 to 7 figures. And guys, for the people that know me on this session, that know me, that's on this call, that's an IML, that saw me teach, I would never boost, I would never hype, I would never exaggerate on something that I'm not confident in. Because number one thing, when you're branding yourself, you got to make sure when you're putting your name into something that you're authentic. Because I would never put anybody on to something that didn't work. Why? Because that's the last thing I need, for someone to be like, oh, what she's doing doesn't work, right? So when I tell you guys that I know you can create 6 to 7 figures on this pair, is because I'm telling you the truth. This pair will pay you 4 times the amount that a regular Forex pair will pay you. Why? It's because this is considered like a futures pair. It moves fast. The pip value is incomparable, right? Because you're going by contracts. And I'm not going to go into today because it's a little complicated. But when I had exit out of my buys right here, right? What did I teach you guys in this short little session? That if my blue line, if price breaks and retests the blue line again, we can get into our buys where? Right to the next blue line. That's it. Once it reaches this blue line, you get out. It's that simple. Now,
hey Kim, we lost your screen, sweetheart.
You did? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me know. Tell me if you see it now.
No.
Tell me if you see it now.
Not yet.
Okay. Stop recording. Let me do it again. Zoom. Start the broadcast. Now you see it, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So now, let me get my crosshair. So now, when I see rejection here, remember, this rejection was where? From the weekly. Remember that. We're on a daily time frame. But we already know that this is a third triple top. Remember, guys, we saw the other first 2 tops from the weekly. Remember that, guys? Now this is a third one. What do you anticipate? Price already broke this. Look at this blue line. So what do you think price is going to do? When
Reverse.
It breaks and retests, it's going to come to where? This next blue line. And what do you think is going to happen when it breaks this blue line? It's going to reach the next blue line. You think I got to change my blue lines? No, I don't. These lines are going to tell me where do I do? Where do I go in my sells or my buys? What do you think I'm going to do when price comes to this blue line? I'm going to buy. If it breaks and retests this blue line, I'm going to buy. If it rejects this blue line, I'm going to sell.
If it breaks this blue line again, I'm going to resell again. Are you guys understanding this? Does this make sense? I'm teaching you this on the US 30 pair.
Yes.
This is a US 30 pair. I normally don't teach US 30. I usually do this for the advanced students, but I figured, hey, for the new people that are on here, I'm going to show you the possibility of what a pair like this can really do and really change your people's life. I'm going to tell you guys something. For those of you that are struggling right now, that are living paycheck to paycheck on this call, for those of you that are working countless amount of hours to put, you know, food on the table, put a roof over your children's, you know, head. You're struggling to pay bills. You're constantly in debt. You're constantly fighting with your significant other because you guys are always stressed about money, when you're going to pay your next bill, once the car bill is late. I'm going to tell you something, guys. US 30 is going to bless so many of you guys that are on this call, that if you take what I'm telling you serious and you apply with what I teach you, you can kiss goodbye your debt. You can kiss goodbye your frustrations. You can kiss goodbye having to slave yourself at a job, working overtime just to get by. You're going to now be able to enjoy the time freedom that you guys always desire to have with your loved ones, and you're going to be able to obtain it. And I'm a firm believer. Let me see if I'm screen sharing there, broadcast. I'm a firm believer that with what I'm bringing into IML, that this is going to change so many families, that is going to literally be, this is going to go viral. US 30 is going to go viral. IML is going to go viral in so many aspects, because so many broke people are not going to be broke anymore. Okay? So many of you people on this call are going to be able to experience what financial freedom tastes like. I grew up very poor to the point where we didn't have electricity sometimes for months, where my father would give us food and go to bed hungry. And I always told myself, the moment I found an opportunity that would take care of my family and me, I told my father he would never know what it is to be poor again. And this pair, Forex and Forex, has given me the ability to make sure that my father never goes hungry, to make sure that my dad never feels that pain that he grew up with, and even raising me grew up with. And this is from the grace of God. This opportunity that you guys are about to embark is going to change your life. And I promise you guys, once you get into IML and you see when I teach Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern. I teach on Thursdays, 10 p.m. I sometimes do random Zooms. Make sure everyone on this call follows me. I'm the Forex Chick. Turn on your notifications, because I have to swipe up opportunities. So what that means is that when I give up my markups, you can swipe up, see some of my strategies, see some of my setups, and my free Zooms that I do once in a while. I used to do them every week, but because I'm 3 weeks away from my wedding, I have not had the opportunity to do so. So I'm definitely going to be able to have a lot more free time to do more Zooms for you guys and to do more calls, and really, really help you guys and really help take you guys to another level. So I just want to show you one more thing. Now, when we're entering these trades, right, because I'm showing them from a higher perspective, right? Can you guys see this? Just want to make sure. Can you see this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. It keeps stopping. I don't know why. I guess because on my cell phone, every time I get an email, it's stopping. It stopped sharing my screen. My apologies. So look, guys, we're on the 1 hour time frame. See these selling opportunities, right? Do you guys?
Can you turn it landscape?
This top.
Can you do landscape?
Does everyone see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in landscape. I'm sideways. Can you see it like this? You guys, something. This move right here, it looks small on the weekly, right? But just pay attention to what I'm about to show you. I have to zoom out because I'm trying to give you guys a real clarity. Do you see this long move to this downside? It looks really big here, right? Now, let me show you in the weekly. That big move is that little move right here in the weekly. Do you see that, guys? That little move that you see, let me show you guys. You see that? You see those two little candles? That's the weekly. That move is this move on the 1 hour time frame. Back down here. That move right up there. Do you see how much money you guys could have made in these pairs? Why do you think I entered them on the 1 hour? Because we're trying to pinpoint our entries. Now, you see this blue line over here? Let me point to right here. These blue lines, you see these wick rejections, right? You see these wick rejections? These were selling opportunities. Look, what did I tell you? When price breaks out of this blue line, what are we waiting for? A retest. It missed the retest by a hairline. So if you're trading this pair, right? For example, and you see a blue line going up, and you're like, oh man, it's so close. Go into a lower time frame to see if you see a better entry. So let me zoom out, and I'm trying to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let me show you. It's actually this move right here. Okay. Sometimes you have to go in a lower time frame. So when it broke out, it retested. It missed it by a little bit, but on the 1 hour, it shows that it missed it more. So this was your entry, your retest before it continued coming down. You see that? Look at that break and retest. Then it came back up and retested, but you still would not have been in negative. Look at that. Boom. Broke, retest, continuation. Look, guys, let me show you this. Look at this again. I'm showing you money here, guys. I hope you guys are really taking advantage of this. Look at this. Came back up. What did it do? It rejected this blue line. What are you going to do again? What did I tell you? Yeah. Bam. You're going to sell again. Okay, ready? Hold on. I hope you guys can see this. I keep getting massive emails. Then what are we doing now, guys? It's at our blue line. So we're waiting to see a retest or a break to see if we're going to buy or sell here. Price is back at our main location where we want it to be. So we're either going to wait for it to break this blue line to retest for a buy, or we're going to wait for the rejection to sell this. Pretty interesting, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes. That's money in the bank.
That's right, guys. So I stopped screen sharing. But I really hope that what I showed you, you can really take. I'm telling you, what I showed you guys, like, I never do this on Zooms. I really don't do this on Zooms, but you guys asked me to do this coffee. I was like, I was late. What can I do to really give you guys something, everyone on this call? I know you guys are building a solid team, and I'm telling you, with your team to become disciplined. When you have a team, right? For those of you that are building on here, right? For the network marketers that are network marketers and traders, I'm going to tell you a tip. You want a solid team? Teach them how to be disciplined. You want a solid team? Show them how to commitment. Be the example for people to follow you. You talk about commitment, you got to make sure before you preach something, you're actually practicing yourself. You're going to preach commitment to your team, you better be committed to your team and to yourself. You're going to preach discipline and how to remain consistent in the market, you better make sure that you're applying that before you want to teach your team that, right? And when you teach your team to become solid traders, network marketing is going to come like this. Bam. Why? Because you're making money. And when you're making money and you're able to show people that this is proof and this is real, people are going to join, and it's becoming a domino effect. It's going to become a domino effect, guys. And this is really going to be the game changer for all of you guys on this call. And I really hope you guys enjoyed today's call with me. I was honored to be asked to be on this call. Thank you guys for asking me, and I hope you guys enjoy this call. I have to get back to doing a lot of wedding stuff right now. I'm actually in one of my best friend's house. She's helping me plan some things. But if you guys have any quick questions, I'll answer a few questions before I get off this call.
Hey,
but let me see what I see.
Kim, while they're getting their questions together, I just want to say thank you so much. Your story about your why, about the days and weeks without electricity, just really hit home.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, instead of wanting to give our children what our parents couldn't give us, let's teach them what they could not teach us. And so thank you for teaching us something we can pass down to our families.
Yes, of course. You know, because the struggle is real. The struggle is real for many of us, and I know what it is to be in those shoes. So I don't want to see the struggle no more. I know that this is gonna help a lot of families. So I hope you guys, you want to make money? Trade commodities, trade in dicey pairs. I'm telling you guys, that's where the money's at. Forex is great. I love Forex, but you can do both at the same time. You're just going to be able to grow your account a lot faster with US 30 and gold and stuff like that. All right. So, you know, I hope you guys have a blessed night, an amazing weekend. I'll see you all. For those that want to watch me, I'll be back on at 10 p.m. Eastern on iMLtv. All right, guys, make sure you follow me. I'm sure someone would type my IG in there. So you guys can make sure. If you guys have any questions, I'm super friendly. You guys can DM me. I do take a long time to reply, especially more now. Like I said, this wedding. But I promise you, if you keep DMing me, just keep DMing me, because my DMs are like in the hundreds. I'm not even exaggerating. So if you want to be at the top, you just got to keep DMing me. And I don't get back. Don't worry, I'm pretty nice, laid back. So you guys have the ability to have access to me, okay? So have a great night, guys, and stay blessed.
Thank you.
This money. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Kim. Have a great wedding. That was awesome.